Hey everyone, Lockie here. I'm heading out for a session in another strong northerly. Game plan today is to test out some different tail wings. I've been using the 190 downwind tail with the Skate 550 and been lucky enough to receive a couple more to test out. So I'm working on a F1 tails sort of review for OTB Marine, and today I'm going to be testing out the smaller ones. So the downwind 145, I think it is, and then they've got a carving 141, which is wing specific. I think they call it like the carving 141W. So far the speed record stands at 55.7 kilometers an hour, so just over 30 knots. And I think the limiting factor for those runs, well, a little bit of both. It was a little bit of familiarity with the new foil, like confidence with the new foil, and a little bit of the larger tail wing as well. It felt like at the top speed, the tail wing was sort of gurgling a little bit. There was a bit of air around it, so I'm keen to see how these smaller tails go. Anyway, that's about it. Let's get rigged up and get out in the water. So I forgot to film the debrief on the way home, but figured I'd do it now anyway. So yeah, had a really good hour and a half, roughly, I think it was. It was sort of 18, 20 knot northerly, really gusty up and down, lots of bands of pressure coming through. So I went out on the downwind tail first, so the 145, and yeah, it felt really good. It was the longer fuselage. I think it's just the extra small, as opposed to what I've been riding, which is the triple extra small. Hey guys, I'm just editing the video. Wanted to jump in quickly to give a massive shout out to OTB Marine. So the legends at OTB Marine have set me up with a discount code. It's WingWiz, so I'll chuck it up on the screen now. It's a pretty funny one and probably nice and easy to remember. Lots of great gear on the website on sale at the moment, so make sure you go and check it out. That's WingWiz, 10% off. Back to the video. I'm pretty sure. So interestingly, I think because of the longer fuse, it made it feel very similar to the 190. So it had the same sort of pitching effect as a bigger tail on a shorter fuse as a smaller tail on a longer fuse. So that was really interesting. I didn't quite hit the same top speed as the 190, but I was also out on the Origin, which is not as much of a performance-based wing. It's more of a sort of easy riding sort of wing. So I think that might have influenced the top speed a little bit more than the tail wing itself. So yeah, looking looking forward to getting out for a session on the strike with the smaller tails as well. So yeah, I went out on the downwind tail for a bit, and then came in and went out on the 141 carving. It's 141 carving W, so it's like wing specific, and lower aspect ratio, obviously slightly less area, I believe. It was it felt good. It was a lot more carvy. Makes sense based on the name. So a lot of the carve came from the roll axis with that tail, as opposed to sort of a combination of pitching and yawing, like the downwind tail. And similar thing, it was also an extra small, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that longer fuse made the smaller surface area feel very similar to larger surface area with a shorter fuse. So that was interesting to have a play with that. And I think going forward, I'll probably stick with the downwind 145. I want to put some more time on that specifically with the skate, because I feel the skate gets enough carve that the addition of a downwind tail doesn't take away from the carve. Although I do want to try the carving tails in a big westerly when we have, the most amount of swell and chop. Well, most amount of chop, because it's the bay. So yeah, looking forward to that as well. So I guess two things to tick off coming up before I do the full review of all these F1 tails is getting out in some big chop on the carving tails, and getting out on the strike 5.5 with the smaller 145 downwind tail, just so I can sort of speed match relative to the 190. Cool. Another fun session for me. Hope you guys are getting some time out in the water. Thanks for watching, as always, and catch you guys in the next one.